Howdy, y'all. GooseFathr here with the video I have been dying to make. Today I get to talk about the monetization changes. I'm so excited, so happy that they made them. There's a lot of changes, most of which I think are amazing. I think there's still some things that are pay for that will give some people a little bit of early access, but now they can be paid with in-game currency. The cost of that in-game currency is kind of astronomical, and so there's still definitely going to be some have-nots between the pay players and the free-to-play players. But honestly, the way they're setting it up is a little bit of like there's some FOMO for wanting to get something now that will encourage you to spend some money, but you don't have to feel like you're competitive in the game, and you're never going to fall completely behind. So let me go through and start talking about what the changes are exactly, and then I'll get into a little bit more detail about how they might or might not affect you. So the first major changes are with the prize pass. Sorry, went to the wrong one. Also, there's a lot of music and graphics and voice line changes, which are fire and were not announced, and they're kind of awesome. So here's the prize pass. So the way the prize pass works is the way it always worked, which is you gain XP to get various tiers, and you can get chests or vouchers. You might notice that the number of ranked tickets have gone down, that you only get one and instead of two, and it alternates between a chest and a voucher. On spec, you might think that, oh crap, this means we're going to get less tickets, but in actuality that's not true, because they've reintroduced that you get a free daily ticket every day. So the voucher system went from you got a free ticket every day, so that was about 30 a month, to the old prize pass was about 48 tickets over the month if you managed to play all the way to the end. The new system is a hybrid of the two, with you being able to continuously gain tickets. It's unclear, but it seems to be once you get to the very, very end of the prize pass at 60, sorry for the spam scroll there, new tiers will be available as you reach the end of your ticket. So I think that this goes on forever. Oh, we're going to talk about this bad boy in a second. Which means that as you get a ticket for each alternate, if you get up to about 60, you will have gotten around 30 more tickets. So for people who played a lot, which are the few people last season who got all the way to 25, you're going to get more tickets from this system than you did from the previous system. From people who don't play very much at all, I think you're going to get less. If you don't log in every day, obviously you're losing tickets, and the first, I don't know, 25 or 30 tickets that you got from the old system were pretty fast. You only had to play like 10 or so games to get quite a bit. So if you are on and off player who very rarely plays, I think you'll see a few less. Generally, most people will see on average around the same, and the hardcore players will see more tickets. So that's cool. This is no longer an exponential growth curve. The number of XP needed for each one of the next progression in the tier is flat, which is fantastic. That means it won't just start feeling like a really slow, terrible grind. You'll keep getting something every once in a while when you do it. We now get 3 XP per day for in-game day. So, day 1, day 2, day 3 in the game. Each one will give 3 instead of 1 XP. And then now we get extra XP at the break point. So at 4 wins, 7 wins, and 10 wins, you get 5 more XP. So just by virtue of playing, even if you're not doing, even after you've completed all the daily and weekly quests, or if you're not necessarily completing those, you're still going to get XP towards game progression. They have said that they did a pass on the daily and weekly changes, so there's less annoying / impossible ones. We'll see. I haven't really taken a close look at that yet, so I'm not entirely sure. There are exclusive cosmetics in the prize pass. As you can see, good old Ring King Pygmalion here is exclusive, and I think at 30 or at 45 there's also a ceremonial rug. And there also in the prize pass, like there was before, is packs. So this season there's a pack for Dooley and there's a pack for Vanessa. Unlike previously, however, the packs are not only purchasable in the prize pass. So if you pay for the prize pass, you will get them. Oh, also, you can pay $10 to skip 15 tiers forward in the prize pass. Uh, Not entirely sure why you would, but you can. So, sure, great. Otherwise, if you click play and you go to another hero, which we nearly never do, and you go to expansions, you'll see that the expansions are there. So, well, you'll see a couple of things. One, that the expansion is here, so the gang, and it's locked, and I can unlock it either by doing the prize pass or by purchasing it with gems. So I could spend 3,000 gems to purchase the pack when it came out. There's a new Dooley, a new Vanessa pack, so you can spend 6,000 gems and have all the stuff that. Nope, that's not true. And have all the packs that just dropped. And then another 3,000 gems to get Mac. We'll talk about that in a second. So the prices gem-wise are exorbitant. That is a lot. We'll have to see how it feels to accrue them with a little bit more tickets and also with way more chests being dropped to us inside the prize pass. But it's a lot. So you're definitely not going to be free to play paying for all of the things and getting them all in real time. You might be able to, if you're a single hero player like myself, save up enough to keep just buying the packs that drop for your hero, as they don't drop a new pack for your hero every season. So that's the prize pass for the most part. Yeah, that covers all the changes that are pertinent to the prize pass. Sorry, the sound there is obscene. Next up is they have changed it so at the end of every month or end of every season, the rewards. Sorry, I should have just stayed where I was. The expansion pack, like Mysteries of the Deep here, which I did not buy, is now available to me. So at the end of each month, all of the passes that they drop will become available to everybody. Everybody gets all of the cards. You just get them a month late if you decide to not pay for them, either with cash or with in-game currency. So this means you never really fall behind the power curve. You're never going to have too different of a board state than other people. Other people might have a couple of card packs that you don't just for the existing season, which you can spend in-game currency to get if you want to, but it's a lot, so you're not always going to want to. But I think that's obviously a significantly better balance than what they had before. There's still arguments of pay to win. Definitely, you can say that there's some people will have access to some cards that will still be more powerful, and you'll have a sense of FOMO needing to get those particular cards. You can now theoretically earn some in-game currency and buy those packs when there's really powerful cards, but I don't think you'll be able to perpetually buy all the cards as they come out by being a free-to-play player. So there's some problems there. But there's also the problem that these cards thin your pool, and it's very real. I've started playing Pig with the new cards that were released last time because I never purchased anything in the old monetization model because I was very frustrated with it. Now I have access to those Pig cards in my pool, and Pig feels significantly weaker just by virtue of having a bunch more cards and thinning out our vendors. Like, just not being able to go to vendors and get the same items as reliably suddenly means that my builds, whatever build you decide you're playing, is just much harder to put together because you have a lot more cards that aren't pertinent to that particular build. I generally think even when some of these cards are broken, your overall power level is going to go down when you get an extra expansion pack. And so I think it will be more fun to have the new cards, but I don't necessarily think most of the time it's going to be more power. There will be the occasion, like if they have the Bob mishap that they've had twice now, the last two times they've updated Bob, or there'll be a card that is so absolutely overpowered that like you'll just be fishing for it and that'll change your game and it'll give you a 10-win run. But they've done a decent enough job of hot fixing those, so we'll have to see if that continues. Right now I'm not nearly as worried about this as being pay to win. I am still concerned that there's ever power that's purchasable. I dislike that even if the power's bad. Like, I don't think you should ever have purchasable power in a game because it does create at least the perception of pay to win, and also the incentive structure for the team to make the new pay for cards more powerful. Whether or not they follow those incentives doesn't matter. The fact that the incentives are there creates distrust between the players and them. So, not in love that still exists, but I think it exists at a level now that I can at least get behind and endorse the game to people. I'm very, very happy with the changes. I think on the whole, I can recommend this game to most people. One thing, the new heroes, they cost 3,000. I bought Senior Mac here with hard-earned gems, and then I bought the new Pygmalion skin. Now, I haven't talked about the skins yet, but I'll do that in a second. I bought this new Pygmalion skin, and I bought Mac with my hard-earned gems, and my gems I'm down to a quarter of what I've saved up over playing since, like, January. I do a lot of ranked, and I'm around infinite, so I stay about neutral on my gems. I don't make a ton of gems from playing, because I'm like flat, so I only make gems from like the free tickets I get, and then I'm about neutral on my infinite run for all the gems I spend to do runs. And being neutral means you have to average around probably 8 wins a run. So for most people, that's not going to be the case. For most people, I think getting gems at the rate I'm getting them, I think if you just never spend gems on ranked runs, you'll be fine, and you'll accrue them probably at around the same rate I am. But if you play ranked and you pay to play ranked and you aren't winning, you aren't getting 10 win runs about 2/3 of the time, then you're kind of screwed. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the prices of the gems are kind of insane, honestly. But because almost all the things that you could get with them, you don't have to pay for, and you will get in a month, you can just save up for the couple of things that are really important to you. If you want to just save to purchase heroes as heroes come out, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to do that infinitely. You won't be able to get anything else, but you'll be able to pay for the heroes. So I bought Senior Mac here for 3,000 gems. They have said that the first and second hero discounts still apply, but I'm not sure if those discounts are a amount or a percentage. So that's a big deal, and I've been looking around the Reddit and I haven't seen a response. So if you know, please post in the comments. If it's an amount and you only have to pay 500 or 1,000 or whatever it is for your first and second hero, I know they reduce the cost fairly significantly, then that's great. But if it's a percentage, then them going from 1,500 to 3,000 means that even the first and second hero purchases will be significantly more expensive. So I'm a little nervous about that. I'm not sure about the change. Hopefully I'll find out soon, and I'll post a comment once I know it. Yeah, so I think that's it. The last thing. The store offers daily cosmetics now. So if you go out to the main page, the store is not very obvious. As always, this UI is absolutely terrible. The Bazaar is now the store. So if you click on that one there, you get to come into the store that has a daily and a weekly cosmetic. This is all I've ever wanted. Like, I have said forever, by the way, I've said forever, when this one is purchasable, I will buy it in a hot-ass second. The Beast of Burden Pygmalion. I've been waiting for that skin forever. I'm a little upset that I can't even look at it fully with this stupid tag on it, but next week that will be available, apparently, and this I will spend money on. I will spend so much money on this. My wife and I are going to have conversations. And then there's a daily one that pops up, and I think these are all going to rotate frequently. And they say once it leaves the shop, it'll never come back. I have a feeling they're going to renege on that at some point, and that might be a problem that they're going to run into, because permanently losing value from art versus coming back later. Obviously, the FOMO might be there. They've also done this silly thing where they have the addition of, so there's only quote-unquote 10,000 of these, and if they all got bought up, you won't be able to buy them. If they're going to sell 10,000 of a single skin in the one day it's going to be in the store, sounds insane to me. Like, of course that's not going to happen, so that's just a fake FOMO edition, in my opinion. And then saying they will never be back in the store might also be Just a fake use of FOMO that they'll reuse the art eventually because it just costs them nothing to reuse the art and they get more money. So I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. I kind of don't like that promise. I have a feeling they're going to go back on it. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see. Last thing, not a part of the monetization system, but I am just very happy for it, and it wasn't very widely talked about, is they reset the ranks. They set everybody back to bronze, and so we get to do I think it's a terrible time to do it, but that's fine. I really thought when they went to open beta, like the first time everyone was allowed into the game, the rank system should reset. I guess this is the start of 1.0, which doesn't feel very different since all the very same people have access, but sure, okay, 1.0. So the ranks are reset. So now you aren't competing against people like me who have been playing since the closed beta to get up to the first in legend or whatever. You're competing against everybody. We all have an equal playing field. That's fan-fucking-tastic. I thought they should have done it before. I'm super happy they did it now. So yeah, those are my thoughts. As you can tell, I'm really excited. I'm wildly happy. A couple things I'm still a little nervous about or aren't exactly how I wanted them to be. And there is a little bit of maybe they made it so bad so that we didn't freak out about this slightly lesser worse version, which is still that there is some paying to get cards early. There is some still collection of cards that you can have that have power, whether or not it's positive or negative power. They still have power that pay players will always have access to, and free-to-play players will have limited access to, and I don't love that. But at least everything can be bought with gems is a very huge improvement. I honestly wish they just left the prices alone, and then I would be very happy because that was an attainable rate of playing free to play to get those items if you played all the damn time. I'll have to see how much the XP increases from regular play turn into me getting more chests, and if that doesn't balance out over time. Maybe this still is the people who play all the damn time are going to acquire way more chests than they used to get, because you do get chests from the prize pass now more frequently. Oh, that's the one other thing I didn't talk about in the prize pass. That's why I was going back there, but I forgot my train of thought. Forgot why I was going back there in the first place. Is that the prize pass now actually has chests almost every other thing. So you get a ticket, you get a chest, you get a ticket, you get a chest. This seems a little bit like watering down, but as I said, since you can kind of get tickets infinitely, and since it doesn't become harder and harder to get further along the prize pass since it's flat, I think you'll end up getting more than you used to get before. But also, it's generally a very good thing because worse players now have access to gems. One of the biggest problems with the old system that nobody seemed to talk about was getting tickets didn't give you actual access to gems, which is what you purchase things with. It got you access to the ranked system, and then the ranked system would give you gems if you won a lot. But if you were a bad player and the Reddit is full of people who can't get more than 3 wins in ranked mode, you get a bunch of free tickets and then you would just set them on fire and then you would end up with nothing. At least this system means alternating between chests and tickets means newer players that aren't very good at the game, that are using their tickets in ranked and not seeing any good results from it, can just hoard them and still start saving up some gems via chests to use on things that they might want. So I think that's actually a great change too. I know it seems like they watered down the ticket pool, but I think by and large we're going to end up with more. And I think that there's also going to be just general increase in chest and therefore an increase in gems for players who don't do well in ranked. So that's everything. Thank you all. I'm going to hopefully put up another video pretty soon just going over all the patch notes. There is a lot of changes on the there's a lot of changes that weren't documented in the patch notes, and I'll go over them in my video. But I also just threw up a post on the Reddit, so if you want to look up undocumented, just search for undocumented changes. You'll find that post, and it has everything listed, and it's being constantly updated by anything people note in there. So that's another place to find it. But I'll have that up shortly. But anyway, I'm super excited about the changes. I feel like I can now start strong-arming my friends into coming and playing the game. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope that was helpful, and hope to see you in the bazaar.